Welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to be trying to put in my 1000cc injectors and doing what I got to do to actually get them installed and functioning. I've seen a lot of people actually run these, but not what's involved behind it. And I'm going to get some injectors for the Turbo Civic. I found out that if you decap some LS truck injectors, they're good for like 800 cc's, which is plenty for what I need. I'm going to try to do that today, so I need to take the rail off for the stock injectors. And I think I also need like special O-rings. Need to get the right size O-rings. So I'm not really sure, but I'm going to find out when I dive into it here in a second. So hopefully I can get those 1000 cc's in and tune up the idle. They are a decapped flex fuel injector. If you want to know how to decap injectors, watch my previous video. I decapped a set of flex fuel injectors in that video. And they're like 40 bucks, so it's pretty much the best bang for the buck you can get. So check out that video if you're interested. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is unplug my injectors. And the rail only has like two 10mm nuts holding it onto the studs. There's a stud there, and there's the other stud, and there's nuts on top. So I'm gonna get those off, and the rail should be able to lift off. Get that nut off. And this guy should be it holding on the rail. Should be able to lift it up. Oh, there's one more injector that I unplugged. Okay. And just like that, the rail comes up. So how am I gonna do these? Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out a stock injector and compare it side by side to the truck injector and see just how much taller it actually is. Okay, so on the left is a truck injector, and on the right is the Honda injector. So the issue is that the truck injectors are actually shorter. For some reason I thought they were taller, but either way, something has to be done about the fuel rail being mounted closer to the injector. So I guess, I don't know, it looks like about a 1/4 inch taller, or the truck injector is about a 1/4 inch shorter than the stock injector. So that's what I need to, I'm gonna have to modify the rail mounting studs. Looks like the bottom of the injectors look the same. I might be able to just slip these into the stock Honda O-rings that are still in the manifold. I'll try that right now. That'll save some hassle, just to know that that'll work. There's the stock Honda O-ring. No, it's actually pretty loose. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Okay guys, so this is a solution I came up with. Popped out the bottom injector O-ring, and the truck O-ring actually seals up nicely inside of this bore here, but the thing is, the injector there's nothing stopping it from sliding in. So this is what I came up with. Okay, so here's the truck injector. I'm gonna go ahead and put the stock O-ring through the injector, because the O-ring only goes up so high, stops about right there on the lip of the truck injector, and then I'm gonna slide on the stock truck O-ring onto the bottom, and then put that little orange cap. I'll show you how it fits. It fits really nice. Got the Honda O-ring. I'm gonna slide on the truck O-ring. Then I'm gonna just squeeze this little orange cap back on there. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is the blue O-ring actually seals very nicely inside of the bore, and the Honda O-ring, all that's basically doing is stopping the injector from going down any further. Let me show you how it fits. So yeah, the blue O-ring is going to seal inside there, while the Honda O-ring is just stopping the injector from going down any further. Yeah, actually, you got to actually push the O-ring in, then you can feel it. It's a tight fit, where that top O-ring got kind of smashed. Yeah, I really like the way that fits. I think that's going to work out just fine. Okay, now that I got the bottoms of the injectors figured out for the top, the issue was that the injector, the stock truck O-ring is too big to go to the top. But what I've done is I just grabbed a stock Honda O-ring from the top and put it onto the truck injector, which is here, and that seems to be a good seal against the let me focus here, against the rail. It looks like that's gonna be just like a perfect fit. Well, I don't know about perfect, but probably good enough. So once I actually have the rail mounted and putting pressure, it will seal up against that top O-ring. So that's the plan. So I guess now what I need to do is figure out the exact difference in height between the two injectors, and I need to pull out these two studs and figure out what I'm going to do about those. How I'm going to shorten that. Okay, so let me show you what I've been doing to accommodate the shorter injectors. Might be a little unconventional, but it's less trips to the hardware store and I guess less things I have to buy. But what I've actually been doing is grinding away at the boss for the bottom stud with my little Milwaukee rotary tool. I just been taking off, it actually wasn't that much material that I took off, but yeah, I've been shaving that down. So here's the other point here that I haven't touched. So what I've been doing is I've been shaving down that boss and then test fitting the rail onto the injector here. So basically it started off at about here with that top O-ring barely going in. Then as I started grinding, the rail's been dropping and dropping until it's just about flush with the top of the injector, which it cannot go down any more than that. I guess I could take off just a little bit more material just to make sure that it goes as far in the rail as possible. But yeah, it's basically what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to work on the other side, and then from there I need to figure out the O-ring situation. Hopefully that top ring seals tight enough on the top. It's actually taken quite a long time. I've probably spent almost an hour just taking off material little by little and test fitting, but I finally got the injector flush with the rail. There was a little bit of a gap. So now when I slip on the O-ring, it's definitely going to be tight. It's kind of going to be like I don't know, with the O-ring it'll sit like there, and then when I tighten it down it's actually going to squeeze the O-ring for just to make sure it seals up, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and prime the fuel pump to see if it leaks between the rail and the injector, because it doesn't actually, you know, it doesn't have to be plugged up to see if there's a leak before the injector. Alright, I'm going to prime it, see if it leaks. Okay, so it didn't seal up as good as I would, as good as I had hoped. I mean, this is pretty important. I can't afford like a fuel leak racing down the track or something like that, and you know, obviously it could be a bad situation if I leak fuel under the hood. But so this is the issue I had. This is the Honda O-ring and the truck injector. Pop that guy on there. So I was trying to get this to seal in the stock in the Honda fuel rail, and basically when I try to slide it into the rail, it pushed the O-ring all the way down to the bottom, and it was just almost like a sandwich O-ring, like a sandwich. And really it's supposed to be up a little bit higher, and the O-ring is supposed to slide into the rail just a little bit. So what I've done is the truck injectors have like this plastic ring here. This isn't actually O-ring on the very top, it's like plastic. What I did is I cracked that off, put it below the O-ring so it pushes the O-ring about halfway up the shaft, so that way when I go to put it in the rail, the O-ring is actually inside of it and not so much a just sandwich between the injector and the rail. So this is what I'm talking about here. So I've got the plastic ring on the bottom, kind of like a washer, pushing the O-ring up to the top. So now when I install it, the O-ring is inside of the fuel rail, which should make for a tighter seal and no leaking, hopefully. What you should really do is solder and heat shrink all your connections. That being said, I went ahead and used butt connectors and everything. It's pretty much what you don't want to do. It looks sloppy, but yeah, I don't really care, whatever. So I've got them all plugged in, and I think they're wired right. Basically, the grounds are on the right side, and it looked like the Honda wires was the same way, and so they're either like black or they had a black stripe. So like for example, the yellow black stripe, well this is black white stripe, but let's take this one here, yellow black stripe, green black stripe. So I just lined up all the blacks or black stripes to the same wire. Hopefully the polarity is right. But so now I just need to grab the computer and get into Chrome. I'm gonna try and get the idle to about 14.7 with those with these flex wheel injectors here. Okay guys, so I've been messing around with it a bit, just trying to get familiar with it before I actually record. But what I've come to the realization of is that I might have grabbed the wrong injectors. These might actually be 750cc injectors, because when I go to the fuel multiplier and do 1000, it is just nowhere near where it needs to be. But if I do 650cc here, I'm going to do the 650cc conversion, or a little where it does it for you. Click right there. So if I just enter 650cc, this is where I end up. Yeah, so basically with the 650cc multiplier, it lands about there. So unfortunately, I might not have the 1000cc's. It's probably the 750s, but that should be plenty to hit my power levels around 450 horsepower. Just maybe not on 85 because that demands more fuel. But maybe I could still do 85 on low boost. That should be okay with the stock bottom end. If I want to do like 15 pounds at 85, this 650-ish cc injector should be fine. But yeah, the air fuel is like all over the place with these injectors. I need to go in and kind of go through the RPMs and fine tune it. But yeah, at least the car's running. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.